In the final video of the series, we complete our mission to eat at every single dining venue by visiting Silver Fork, Platter and the Coffee Port. There's the final production show of the cruise, there's a full tour of the ocean spa, and make sure you stay tuned till the end where we give you our overall verdict on the Marella Voyager cruise ship.
Right then, let's tell you about our day that we were docked in Barcelona. I got up, as usual, to watch the sailing, which was lovely because we passed Ada Cosma and we got our first glimpse of the MSC World Europa, one of MSC's new ships. So have a look at this.
I have to say, as front of ships go, I haven't seen anything looking much better than that. Well, I don't think I've ever seen anything looking better than the front of that MSC ship. It's just, it's like so funky.
Spacey.
Yeah, it's
Brilliant. So I managed to drag old Snorty out of bed.
Hello there.
And we decided, we've been to Barcelona a few times before, so it was our last day on board Marella Voyager, and we thought, let's make sure we've got all the footage for our vlog series, which hopefully you've been enjoying so far.
So we had 2 eating venues left that we hadn't yet visited, and if we can tick these off our list today, we've done every single one on the ship.
Yeah, so we decided not to have breakfast and save ourselves for platters. Now, platter is, as the name gives it away, is all about platters. And it is a paid restaurant.
And we're not talking about the late 50s, early 60s Motown band that famously sung Only You. Not that platter.
No, this is cheese and meats. Platter.
Well, that was a bit cheese, wasn't it?
Well, I'm vegetarian too, they had options, didn't they?
Vegetarian, cheese, meat. You can have a combo, you can pick your own.
Yes, but we'll go into more details about it in a minute, because you forgot what we had first. But we couldn't wait that long because we were hungry.
Oh, yes.
So
it's all coming back to me.
Exactly. Now. So we went to the Coffee Port. Now, the Coffee Port is a lovely place. It gets mega busy in the mornings, and there has been some delays in service there because just so many people want the delicious coffee and the brownies. But the staff are lovely, aren't they? They've been smiling and really up against it, but they cope really well, I think. All the staff on the ship have been so busy. As we keep saying, this is a maiden voyage. There's lots of learning curves going on, but they do it all with a smile on their face. But back to the brownies. Right then, so we're in the Coffee Port, so we've got a cappuccino. I've picked a sort of reddish looking brownie, and Paul's got a regular brownie, haven't you?
Well, rather disappointingly, they've just brought my brownie over.
Someone's already bitten that.
Someone's had a bite out there? Sure,
that would be Pauline.
That'd be me. Carole said, don't bite your brownie out, because I want a video you doing that, and I couldn't help myself. This does cost extra in the Coffee Port.
We'll put up the price list here.
But it's fabulous. Well, I don't know if it's fabulous yet, obviously, because I haven't had a bite. It's fabulous.
And I'm going to have a bite out of mine now. So if you hold that then, Paulie. Oh my god, that's good. That's just like a soft chocolate cake bar.
Money well spent?
Definitely worth the extra cost. Oh, that is awesome. it's a lovely little area. The cappuccinos were amazing, and it was just nice, isn't it? I think
really
it's nice.
nice, yeah.
We're not huge coffee fans, but we do enjoy a good cup of coffee
Yeah.
from time to time, so we definitely recommend the coffee pot. Going back to the staff, we just want to give a special shout out to Weston and to Rochelle, isn't it? Because they've been so much fun. Not just there, they've been running the ship.
Yeah.
Staff don't always work in the one place, they're just helping out wherever's needed. So, but yeah, you're quite right, aren't you, Polly? But you said that it's actually...
Well, I thought we had 2 places left to eat, but of course we never considered the coffee
Yes.
port as an eating venue.
Yes.
But now having gone there and had one of their chocolate brownies, I wish I'd have considered it an eating venue about a week ago.
Exactly that.
The best place to relax and maybe detox, like if you've maybe eaten too much cake, is the ship's spa. So here's a look around the ocean spa on board Marella Voyager. It's open from 8 AM until 10 PM.
So next up is platters, and it opens at 3 o'clock.
It's in between aperitif, squid and anchor. And there's just a little, almost, if you didn't know it was there, you could almost miss it. You don't have to book, you just rock up, and because we were doing the first slot in, which was just after 3 we got there, plenty of tables, and just easy going.
Lovely staff again. Let's show you the menu, so while we'll explain, because platters is all about having either meat, cheese or vegetarian options, and you can make up your platter. The chefs will give you ideas of what you can have, and then you'll have all the options as you can see from these menus. And you can have different plates. You can have like a single plate, a plate for 2, and then a really big plate. And they all come at these different prices, as you can see here. Now, this is we can see from our pictures what we chose, and what we had was absolutely delicious. And everyone gets some bread and some crackers and some chutneys and some pickled vegetables, which they were so good. And if you want more bread, more crackers to go with your meats and cheeses, then you can. And also, if you want to add more, if you feel that wasn't quite enough, you can then add different, whether you want a particular cheese or a particular meat. So we thought it was actually fabulous.
And they also do, which wouldn't have interested me, but maybe Carole would have, is they also do like a wine pairing.
Yeah, they do.
To go with the cheeses, the meats, the vegetarian options. But like you said, if you wanted to, if you fancied something that was on the vegetarian option, we went for the 6 items, and that was $9.95. So it was less.
For both of us.
So it was less than a £5 a head.
Yeah.
And we went for 3 meats and 3 cheeses, and like Carole said, you get 2 different lots of bread, which is warm when it comes out and delicious. Some crackers.
Chutney.
It
was very good.
It was fabulous.
And we just had drinks off our standard package, didn't we? Oh. So for just under a £5 each, it was fabulous. So we definitely recommend you go there too.
Right, this is my glamorous assistant, Mrs. Morgan Slater. You can call her Carole. She's going to show you how the interactive boards that are dotted around the ships work.
Yeah, so it's the same as what you get on your phone, the Navigate app, but you've got all these portals around the ship that you can use. So for example, if you wanted to book something, anything that you want, as you can see here, from dining to oceans, spa, shore excursion, the exchange, they're all here. So if you go to restaurants, it's all on here. Some that you will need to book, like the Carole, which you can book, and it just shows you what you have to do and scanning your card in, etc. Some that you don't have to book, such as let's go back to the restaurants. Abula's you don't have to book. It just tells you the times that it's open, and also obviously that's you the main dining room, tells you breakfast, lunch and dinner. So all the information is available to you there, so that's really good. We recommend obviously you do book things that you particularly want to do, particularly things that are an extra price, like surf and turf, because that was superb at Paulie, as was Carole. And tonight we've got Silver Fork. So if we go back to the home page, press the home, you can obviously see what shops are on board. You can go to the cruise holiday store and it'll tell you if you want to book something. It's all self-explanatory, I don't need to go through everything. Whatever ports you'll go into, it'll tell you information there. So don't worry about it. If you want to lock your phone away in the safe and have a hassle-free holiday, which a lot of people do. I mean, we don't, because obviously we're working all the time, but this is a brilliant piece of kit that works really well.
As I'm sure you know, we love a stroll along the promenade. We were going to show you the whole of the Marella Voyager promenade, but the maintenance crew had other ideas.
Right then, so next up is Silver Fork. This is a new addition to the specialty restaurants on Marella, and it's a specialty restaurant that does 2 menus. You can have a tasting menu and you can have just a regular menu. We chose the regular menu, didn't we? Because there's so much on there that you thought, oh my God, I like the look of that. And their premise is that they're a specialty restaurant that does British classics with a twist. Right, so we're in the Silver Fork, and we can't quite decide, because if you look at the menu, there's so many good things on here.
It's okay to take the glasses, ma'am?
Yeah, thank you.
Just let me know if you need more wine.
Lovely. But as you can see, all these things are stuff that we like, aren't they, Paulie? But Paul's going to go for, what did you say for starter?
Chip shop scallops.
Chip shop scallops, this one here. And I'm going to go, I think, for the corned beef or the cockles. Decision. And for the main, look, Paul is going to go for pie and mash. There's no surprise there, is there? But I really like the look of this pork, crayfish and black pudding. What about pudding, Paulie?
Sticky toffee pudding, why not?
I got black Arctic roll. I haven't had one of them for years. Jam roly-poly. So we've got a little appetiser, which is little pork scratchings, aren't they, Paulie? Have you had a bit?
I believe they called it an amuse-bouche.
Amuse-bouche. They're tiny, they look like Rice Krispies.
They look like Rice Krispies, but they taste like pork scratchings.
You've got added salt here if you want to.
Yeah, they are very salty, but if you want more salt, a few years ago, Carole was a salty old salty lady.
I was.
She'd have had tons of salt on it, but that's delicious.
It is. Lovely. So our starters have arrived. Look, my corned beef. And Paulie's got scallops, haven't you, Paulie?
I have. I've got some. Let me. I can zoom in and show you. So I've got some little scallops here. These are potatoes. I can't remember what he said that was, but it's going to be delish. But it's got all the flavours of your chip shop favourites, is what they say. So we'll find out now.
Do it then. Do it.
I'm going to go first. Go into the scallopy. Soft and lovely. Oh, that's crispy. I don't know what this is. It's just like
what is it? Let me see.
It's like I think it's. I'm sure. I think it might be fish. I don't know. It's delicious.
Well, let me dig into mine. On the top with some corned beef on the bottom. Ooh. Made a mess of that, haven't I?
Yeah.
That's delicious. It's like a Mustard mayo. It's good. Look at this. I've got pork, black pudding, crayfish, horseradish mash, and some burnt apple. Paulie's got pie and beef short rib, haven't you?
It's a oxtail pie. I've already forgot what the mash is, and that's beef short rib with some asparagus on the top there. It looks amazing. Look at that. Look at that. I know how to make pastry on there, fair play. Lovely.
See, mine's fallen apart. I pulled it apart. I've got my pork, you can see. And you can see my black pudding, and I've just hit a little bit of crayfish, which you'll see at the bottom. There it is, a little bit of crayfish there. Well, that was delicious. The pork and the black pudding I loved. I'm not sure about the crayfish, to be honest. Not sure what that added to the dish. However, the bubble and squeak was delicious. And look at Paulie's. Oh, very good.
Fantastic. Pie was delish. The horseradish mash, because he came and told me what it was because I'd already forgot, was delish. As was the short rib. As was the asparagus. It was fabulous.
It's been very, very good. Just presented in a different way, but the taste is, the flavours are lovely, aren't they? And Patrick, who's been serving, has been a delight, hasn't he? Okie dokie. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. And Rashid, yes. Thank you for your service, it's been excellent.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. This looks awesome, Paulie, doesn't it? Ooh, jam roly-poly. So the apple, if you can see, is just like a mousse, but this is all the crumble pieces of apple, and it's just absolutely blooming delicious. Crunchy, sweet, lovely.
Appley. This is old school roly-poly because this isn't sponge, this is like a suet pudding.
Oh.
Which is the down part, and there's some vegetables inside. The egg one, which is the special one.
Good.
It's used for 4 hours.
The joy on his face.
Because it's a steam pudding, not a sponge. It's got that sort of sticky, like sticks to the roof of your mouth type thing, but it's beautiful.
So it's safe to say that the silver fork was a hit, wasn't it, Paulie?
I haven't decided yet.
It is. Food's very, very good, just with a different take, but absolutely delicious, and the service amazing. So get yourself to the Silver Fork. So just to go back to the menus, it's for the tasting menu, it's £46.95 per person, which we thought was very expensive. So we went for the regular menu, it was £36.95. Would we say it was worth that money?
Well,
comparing it with Surf and Turf's prices, which is £31.95. I think they should be on a par of prices.
Yeah.
I don't see why this should be more expensive. But we were happy. We had a great meal, great service.
I totally agree. It's something completely different, and it's something that we've not really experienced before. But I do feel like, you know, shockingly, I do agree with Carole now and again. I definitely agree with her on this. I felt at $36.95 it was a little bit too expensive, and we had somebody ask us, one of our subscribers, it'd be interesting to see what you think of the Silver Fork. Well, what we think of it is fantastic, but in our humble opinion, it's a $5 or $2 dear.
It needs to be the same price as Surf Turf.
Same price as Surf Turf.
So, but yeah, so that's our experience at Silver Fork. So after our meal, we thought, let's go back to the cabin. We've loved our junior suite, and let's just sit on that balcony and enjoy our last sea views. And then we had to do the dreaded packing. We hate that, don't we, Paulie Morgan?
We hate packing. I hate packing because Carole won't let me be involved in the packing process when we're going away. But when we're going back home again, sadly, she does get me involved.
Well, just check it in.
So usually I can just sod off.
He's in charge of the dirty clothes.
Yeah. But
anyway, so we packed that up. We always tend to pack one case up, put it out. We had to have our case out outside our cabin by 2 in the morning. We always keep one with us because then we can just throw things in and it's easy to wheel off ourselves. So that went swimmingly, and then we decided, let's go back to one of our favourite spots on the ship. Let's go and have a drink out on the back end of Summer House, right at the end of the ship, and let's go and have a wander around the top of the ship and have a look at, just have a look at the ship when it's nice and quiet and everyone's eating their dinner. So we had a really lovely walk, didn't we, around the upper decks.
Do you know sometimes you say that I waffle?
I know. Yeah. It's lovely.
But she loves that.
I love it.
And I'm thinking there's loads of entertainment on tonight. Where do you want to go then, mate? I want to walk up on the top of the ship and look at the sea.
I
thought we've been at sea for 7 days.
Oh, we've had lots of port.
Yeah. One of my criticisms of the Voyager is there's only one place you can sit at the aft because it's not tiered. It's a flat back. So there's only one real place.
Well, sort of sunset bar.
Yeah,
it is
a sunset bar. There is a place outside the Squid and Anchor which is lower down.
Yeah.
But it's a smoking area. So if you want to sit where you're not being smoked out, that's the only place you can go to have a beer and get some aft sunset view.
Yeah, and it doesn't get packed though.
It doesn't.
I was quite surprised. We've always got a seat out there, and it's just lovely. We love that area.
Yeah.
That summer house by Nonna's and Abula's. I really like that area. And we bumped into Sarah and Greg. They're a couple that we met on our tender back from Saint-Tropez.
And Carole hit it off with Sarah straight away because she punched Carole in the face.
We didn't. We were we were upstairs in a tender, which we've never done before, when Paul took all the fantastic footage, which you'll have seen in a previous vlog, when we got back from Saint-Tropez.
Will they?
They will, Paulie. It'll be in there. He's got so much work to do.
So much pressure.
And we were getting off, and as we got off, tenders can be, the water can be quite choppy, so you have to be very, very careful, and the staff are very good at looking after you, aren't they? But Sarah just turned around, and I had my head there, and she just whacked me in the head. My glasses nearly flew off in the sea, and bless her, she was so apologetic. But anyway, we met them they sort of waved and spotted us.
But obviously I gave her a tenner and said, thanks for sorting that out for me.
But she was very apologetic, but it was no problem at all. It was lovely to meet you guys. And we sat there and had some drinks and just a good chat. And it was just lovely, wasn't it? We decided then, it was 10 o'clock, so it was the last show of the cruise, and we wanted to go and see Rock Rebel.
I'm going to say Rock Rebels.
Yes.
There was more than one of them.
So we headed to our usual spot in the Broadway Show Lounge, about 3 rows from the front, and sat down and waited for Rock Rebels.
Rock Rebels.
Yes. Really excited about the last show. We've thoroughly enjoyed the entertainment on board Marella Voyager, as we have in all our previous Marella cruises. We've got vlogs on Discovery, and we've got lots of information on Explorer 2. We were vlogging then, were we, on Explorer 2?
No, back in the day.
Yeah.
And funny enough, Johnny, the cruise director, he said, I wonder which is your favourite show of the week. And after seeing this show, regardless, Havana Nights which was the second show of the cruise, absolutely spectacular.
And the movies one.
But Havana Nights for me was head and shoulders
the
above
dancing
everything. It was so
was
good.
just fantastic.
And just right up our street. But anyway,
back to Rock Rebels.
Onto Rock Rebels. A good set on stage, they got sort of like an LED screen going on with stuff as well.
Yeah, and
pyrotechnics.
Yeah.
There was one piece where one of the dancers, she came out and she did, which I believe is called is it an interpretive dance?
Yeah,
so it's like ballet, but the not just the dancing, her facial expression. I was watching her and it made me want to cry, to be honest, because it was so beautiful.
Yeah.
But lots of good elements. My one criticism would have been some of the songs. I thought they made bad choices with some of the songs. No Queen songs at all in a thing that's all about rock. They did have some AC/DC and some Led Zeppelin and stuff like that. But I think with a little tweak, and like I said, this is just my opinion, and what do I know? 2 or 3 different song changes, and it could have elevated that. I still enjoyed it, but it could have elevated it into something that was a banger.
There were elements where it was absolutely amazing.
Oh, it was, yeah.
And then there were some songs that I didn't know. And that's fine, because I'm not a huge rock fan. But obviously Paul is, and I've learnt that through him. But from a stage, from a singing, from a dance perspective, it was excellent. And they had the whole place was erupting. They were in the auditorium area, weren't they? Is that what you call it?
In with the audience, is that what you call it?
That's it. Yeah. In with the audience.
In the crowd.
Yeah, and the atmosphere was electric. It was brilliant. It was even though it was our favourite show, it was a brilliant end to a fantastic week from an entertainment point of view.
You cannot fault it. They definitely got everybody.
Everyone was buzzing, weren't they?
Whipped up into a frenzy.
It was brilliant. So thank you for giving us such a fabulous entertainment. It's been great, hasn't it?
Well, I just want to add this. When you consider that this show team, we got told today that most of the people working on the ship were only put together 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So there's an element of experience, there's an element of a lot of new people on the ship. I don't know how long this show team's been put together for, but they will only go from strength to strength.
Yeah.
Because,
well, they're brilliant now.
Because all the elements are there for it to be absolutely fantastic.
Exactly.
Like I said, considering...
and they've had some sickness in the team.
Yeah, and they've had some sickness in the team.
We've been chatting to them.
So all in all...
Yeah. And then we were sat with Johnny and Willie, who travelled with Johnny and Will, and so we said, right, we don't want too much of a late night because they were flying home the next day, and we were...
Can I just interject there? The 2 latest nights we've had on this cruise is both times when we didn't want to have a late night and we ended up with Johnny and Will.
Exactly. Anyway, we went to our favourite bar, as we explained earlier, just outside the Summer House, and sat there and had 2 or 3 for the road, and then we went to bed, didn't we? Ready to disembark in the morning.
And just to go back on how hard the staff work, Carole always worries about me, starts tapping my leg and say, "Shut up, mate." Just to give you an idea of how hard the staff work and how long the staff work, when we went to the coffee port and had our lovely chocolate brownies and our cappuccinos, what was her name? Rochelle?
Yes.
Rochelle served me. Now, Carole won't know this, but when I went into the bar to get my final one for the road, Rochelle served me again.
Yeah.
So she served me about midday at the coffee port, and then she served me about 12:30 at night at the Summer House.
More like on work.
Well, yeah, at the Summer House bar.
Yeah.
So fair play. Don't they ever work?
Fantastic.
And still, with a massive smile on her face. And she calls everybody love, doesn't she?
She does.
Do you want to drink, love? Yes, please.
So I think we'll just finish off there because we've spent that last 7 days, if you've seen from our vlogs on the Marella Voyager, we've had a most amazing time, haven't we?
Fabulous time.
It's been a maiden cruise, so we were expecting some hiccups, and sometimes the service hasn't been as slick or as fast as it should be. However, I think, if you're going on a maiden cruise, you have to accept that. I know, well, we know that we will definitely be cruising on Marella Voyager again. We both said that Marella Voyager's layout is perfect. The only thing it's missing is the Discovery's atrium.
Yeah.
But we want to give a big shout out to all the staff that served us over the week, because going back to Marella is like putting on a pair of comfortable shoes, and I think they're the happiest crew at sea.
Not flip-flops, though, no.
Well, I like some flip-flops too.
Happiest crew at sea.
I think
Funny
so.
enough, years ago, when one of the first ever Marella Cruises we did, I am going on a tangent now actually, one of the cruise directors said to us, "You won't believe how happy all the staff are on this cruise ship." And we thought, we've done some cruising, we know what the crack is.
Yeah.
There's some happy staff. And then we're halfway through this cruise and we're like, oh my God, I can't believe how happy the staff are. And this cruise we've just done has perfectly mirrored that.
Yeah.
Right from the man cleaning the carpet outside the lift, all the way up to management, to the captain.
Our cabin stewards.
Our cabin stewards are fantastic. We've been going to the guest relations a lot because we've been asking lots of
different
questions, and we managed to get into a few cabins which we had to speak to them about.
Yeah.
They literally could not have been more helpful.
So big shout out to Meg and your team. You've been amazing.
Fabulous, yes.
And on that note, why don't you check out our cabin reviews? We've got junior suite, we've got an inside, we've got an outside, we've also got a balcony. So go and check those out. And just thank you so much for watching our series.
Yes.
We've got lots of information on our website and on our YouTube channel. We've cruised now with, gosh, how many cruise lines? God, we'll have to count them up.
I don't know.
But we've got all sorts.
If you don't know, mate, I definitely don't know.
But anyway, we hope you've enjoyed it, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Yes, bye-bye.